It seemed like the lawn crews and the landscapers follow the heating and air conditioning guys around all day long. Everywhere you go, noise. What's going on, guys? It's Tuesday morning, no AC call. It's the house I was at about 2 weeks ago. I think the video was up last week. I had put the float switch in the attic upstairs, tip star system. Outdoor unit had a loose wire connection, intermittently running and not running. Same location. Now the downstairs isn't working, and this is a property, one of the property managers that uses us for service from time to time. The downstairs unit is now the problem. The outdoor unit, the AC and coil have been replaced on this downstairs system. 2017, it's a Comfort Maker, and the original Goodman furnace. So I've already checked the thermostat inside. I don't have any voltage at the thermostat. So blown fuse, blown transformer, breakers over here in this box, best I can see. It is not tripped or turned off. We'll double check all that. I haven't dug into anything yet. It's kind of cramped quarters in here, so we'll see how this is going to work out. But you know how it is with tenants. They come packed to the hilt, and they usually buy or rent a place that's smaller than the number of their possessions, and then they just a storage room. Now this is off the back of the house. It's a townhouse. It's a storage kind of room off the back patio, and oh well. So let's see what we have here. So we do not have any power at the thermostat. Turn this light off a minute. The best I can see, I do not have a red light on in here. Now this panel back here behind me is labeled kind of funky, but this unit's close enough I can trace this wire, and it does run over here to this panel. But do not see a trip breaker and do not see a breaker that is off, so I'm not seeing a red light in here. Maybe it's the door switch. I typically sometimes will push on the doors just to see if that door switch engages before I take it off. You know how it is, sometimes you take off a door and suddenly everything works when it wasn't working with the door on. But I don't see a light on. Hold on, before I do all this, make sure. Okay, so we don't have a light switch. Don't see that anywhere. You know how tenants are. They'll come in here and turn on and off every switch they find, trying to find the one for the light, and then they turn their damn heat off, which shuts down the air conditioner as well. So let me confirm that this wire goes all the way over here, straight to this panel. And okay, it does. And it's breaker number 22. And that breaker is on. I mean, it's passing power, but it's on. Anyway. Let's see what the problem is. Could be a blown fuse. I don't know. So when I push that door switch in, I'll get no light on this board. So let's. Yep, blown fuse. 3 amp fuse. We'll put a 3 amp fuse back in it. But before that, we need to find out what in the world is blowing the fuse. Is it inside or out? Do we have a bad contactor out there? They were running the air conditioner, so the only circuit here would have been G, obviously with a furnace. Your Y from the thermostat is going to tie into your Y here together at the outdoor unit on this board, so that the furnace knows we're running cooling and not heating, and to run this thing in a cooling speed. But our fuse there is blown. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and start the process and see what we got going on from the outdoor unit, which is going to be our red and white here. There is no common tied into the thermostat downstairs, so it's a Honeywell, but it's using batteries. So anyway, so there's our outdoor unit. Let's ohm out the contactor real quick from here and see what we get. Going back through the thermostat wiring. Alright, so our two wires coming back in from outside, common and Y. So according to this, I've got 14 ohms, and it should go right back in through the pressure switches in the unit and back to the coil on the contactor. I'll check it independently, but right now I'm getting 14.6. So get my little tool out real quick. This is that little short pro tool that's got the light in it. And see how this thing works instead of my fuse popper, which has got a built-in fuse. It just has the light in the end of it that'll come on when you locate your short. So I'm gonna start with that. Typically I'll just go circuit to circuit with this to begin with, but with 24 volts. But I'm gonna jump them out one at a time and see what happens. Alright, so we do have a red light back on. So I'm going to get the little magnetic jumpers, and we're going to go from R to each individual circuit. See if one blows it or sets the thing off. Alrighty. One of these is common, which was red, so there. So we're going to put 24 volts there and nothing. Let's jump out the fan and see what happens. Green here. So the blower runs. Let me reconnect my common to the outdoor unit. And then we're going to jump out Y going outside and see what happens with that. Well, it tried to come on. Let's see. I'm gonna get this light up here where I can see it. Alright. So, if you look right here, I'll do it with a set of jumpers real quick. It'll make it a little easier for you to see how this little short Pro Tool works. We do have a short in the outdoor unit. So I'm going to jump R over here. Now watch what happens. So, kind of having to do this with two hands, but anyway. So when I put the power on, you see we have a light back there, and as soon as I connect Y to our contactor going outside, now I did ohm it out through here, it said 14, but there's still a problem out there somewhere, probably a wire. Watch what happens. That light comes on, that opens up my circuit to where I'm plugged in across my fuse terminals. So that tells me I have a short in my Y circuit going back outside. So that's where we need to be going, the outdoor unit. Well, alright guys, now we're at the outdoor unit. The power is still off. I wanted to check a couple of things out here first before I turned on the power. Mainly ohm out the contactor straight out here just to confirm that I am getting a good reading there. And what I noticed that thermostat wire, it's just a 2-wire thermostat wire, so I hope it's not the wire because it's buried in all this crap out here and then goes back in there somewhere. May have to run a new wire, I don't know, but I hope not. But there's no pressure switch in this thing, so I don't have to worry about wire rubs on this high-end ICP product. They don't even protect your compressor with a pressure switch, low or high. Yeah, wires go straight from there to the contactor, so that eliminates a wire rub inside the outdoor unit. So let's ohm out the contactor directly and see what happens. So I've got 13.7 ohms across that contactor. But there seems to be a short somewhere between that furnace and this outdoor unit. So let's see if we can figure out where it is. Let's check each one of these to ground and see what happens. Open. So I'm getting 1.3 to ground on my common wire, but I'm not getting anything on the Y coming out. Right there, I don't know how well you can see that, but we'll check. So we're using white for my Y. As you can see, it's open. As soon as I check to my common leg, you'll see that. So we got a common wire shorted to ground, so let's see if we can find out where it's at. So all this thermostat wire is buried down here in this pine straw. This is where it comes out of the house, so let's just start pulling it through and getting it out of there and find out what's going on with it. Oh. Might that be our issue? I do not know. Looks like it might be. Yeah, see that? That's my exposed common wire. It's come out of the sheathing. So, low voltage short. Let's get it fixed. So I'm just gonna I'm not gonna run a whole new wire. I'm gonna cut that section out. And we're just going to wire nut them back together. Oh shit, that one cut right off. Alright guys, so I got this thermostat wire. I just did a quick repair on it, cut it out, spliced it with wire nuts, wrapped it with electrical tape, and then I went ahead and strapped it to this line set. For whatever reason, it was running down under this pine straw. More than likely, when this unit was replaced, that was the original thermostat wire, and they didn't run a new one, and they just left it buried, and it's been walked on, stepped on. Ain't no telling what's been going on over here since that original system and this original wire. But anyway, I've got it strapped to the line set, got it up out of the pine straw, up out of the ground. And I noticed while I was here, look what they did with the other unit. That's all. This thermostat wire is all coming out of this thing and run under the line set and back over here. So you'd have to take that out and rerun it and back under here and try to strap it. I mean, it could be, you know, ran. It's just, why do people see that and then just keep installing the unit, keep on moving? The hell with that. Somebody else will come back and fix that later. That's the mindset of some people that do these fly-by-night installs. So, not anything we did. So anyway guys, we're gonna get this thing turned back on, and that should take care of our low voltage short.